Each American city has its own distinct personality, defined by its iconic landmarks, famous streets, and of course, by its drivers. And most of us do a pretty good job behind the wheel. But then, there are the others.
I tapped it. No damage.
Bad driver, bad.
The ones who are responsible for hitting something every 5 seconds.
Shoot.
And racking up over 175 million traffic tickets a year. We're visiting some of this country's most iconic cities as we search for America's worst driver. These drivers have been nominated by someone who's endured one too many white-knuckle trips as a passenger.
Look at this, a one-way. Turn around.
First, we'll test their driving skills on the streets of their hometown.
This is impossible!
And then, we'll test them on our obstacle course.
Stop the water!
Where the skill challenges get tougher, the surprise is bigger, and the stakes even higher. Because the driver who can't shape up behind the wheel is crowned their city's worst driver, and will make absolutely sure they stay off the road by destroying their car in front of their eyes. Buckle up, we're on a search for America's worst drivers. One city at a time. Today, we're in Chicago, the city of broad shoulders. Chicago's rules of the road have been described very simply. Hold on tight and pray. As the nation's transportation hub, passenger cars compete with all forms of vehicles, resulting in the third worst traffic congestion in the nation. Add in the icy winters, and you've got some seriously treacherous driving conditions, especially for these 4 already deficient drivers. Sonia, nominated by her friend Jamie. Kristen, nominated by her husband James. Billy, nominated by his friend Ryan. And Kevin, nominated by fellow soccer dad Dan.
How you guys doing?
Good morning. Excited.
Drivers, you have been nominated by your partners as Chicago's worst driver. Do you know what that means? That means in January, when it's 50 below, they'd rather stand on a platform and wait for the L than ride with you. But we are going to give you a chance to prove them wrong. The competition will be broken into 2 parts. You'll have city driving and then some closed course driving.
Each competition will have a prize, including a trip for 2 to Florida.
But you're all going to be taking a AAA driver improvement course.
Remember, you're all risking your car to be here because the person who is the least competent is going to be declared Chicago's worst driver, and you'll watch your car get destroyed by a monster truck.
I'm a little concerned about my car getting crushed. I've had that car for, oh my God, a long comedy career.
Whether it's soccer practice, soccer games, our family depends on it.
I don't like that my car might be crushed. I just learned to drive 2 years ago.
With this car?
With this car.
I have nothing to worry about. There's no sweat. Because I'm a star, and you're not gonna crush my car.
Are you ready to hit the streets of Chicago?
Yeah.
It's time to get you guys out on the road. Now, keep in mind that you don't really want to mess up because you're going to be watched at all times.
Here are the rules. An off-duty traffic officer, ready to rehabilitate our drivers, will alert them to each infraction by triggering a flashing light and sounding a buzzer. They can also lose points during challenges they'll face throughout the day.
Oh my God!
When it's over, whoever has the highest number of points left will win the city challenge. The drivers will each start the city portion of the challenge with 100 points, and they'll lose 1 point for every traffic law they break and every time they deviate from the directions.
You've each been given a specific set of directions. Now you're supposed to follow these directions turn by turn and stop by stop. Good luck.
Chicago has a history of underworld activity, and our drivers are headed to the site of the infamous 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre, where Al Capone took down 7 members of a rival gang. To get there, they'll have to travel under the daunting rattle of the L train above, jockey for position with supersized cargo trucks, and maneuver around pedestrians in the city of 3 million. But first, they'll have to get out of the parking lot.
Turn left on Lynn White Drive.
I don't see Lynn or a White or a drive.
Turn north, right.
I am very talented. I know the grid system here in Chicago. Most people don't.
Let me see through it, please. See this mess.
I've had my license 7 years now, and I've had about 25 tickets.
This doesn't make any sense.
So you're gonna go around the loop?
I'm going around the loop.
Okay.
My main driving issue is trying to not be distracted. It is hot as blazes in here.
All right, now we're gonna go.
What in the world? What are we doing?
A knock to God stop sign means stop.
While Jamie goes over the basics with Sonia, Kristen, who just earned her license 2 years ago, is having problems of her own.
But eventually it's east and then west, so we want to go.
What?
We can only go that way. You're gonna go straight and then...
Oh, straight. I'm not confident behind the wheel. When he rides with me, I ask him every step of the way what I should do.
All right. Okay, we're probably holding up traffic. We gotta go west here.
All right. Is this McFedridge Drive? But I was looking out for the pedestrians. Oh
gotta
my
yield
God.
to 'em.
I think I'm nervous because I've only been driving for 2 years. I bet if
Batmobile.
I didn't have a navigator, I would be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I just hurt your feelings?
You did.
Sorry.
1 mile down the road, Billy displays laser-like focus on the task at hand.
Are you paying attention?
I am paying attention. I'm going the right way. But the universe is guiding me to the spot, and the universe wants me to pick up the paper. I don't believe the officer can penalize me for reading while I was driving. Because I was a delivery driver for 4 years.
No! Why? Why?
Because I'm a
You're
star.
the worst driver I've ever seen.
If I got the directions in my hand, we gonna win.
Despite repeated infractions,
Again.
Billy refuses to admit he's wrong.
This is why I hate driving with you.
It's a beautiful day. We're just...
Gorgeous day.
I think my greatest fear when it comes to Kristen driving is just the lack of awareness of her surroundings. Observe your lane. Oops, don't kill me.
I guess I never realized that was a problem if there are cars in the other lane. But if there's no cars, it's safe. So we're taking this to state.
You were like in between lanes for a little bit there.
We get it.
Meanwhile, Kevin is still enjoying a casual cruise through downtown.
Definitely a place to come down with the family, go shopping, go sightseeing. You can spend a week down here. Yes, sir.
Green means go in Chicago, dude.
Too casual.
Is that Theodore Roosevelt on top of his horse up there? I think so.
Chicago Theater.
Ah, you got red lighted.
We're the best. We know it all. We see it all. We describe it all. I like to drive slow. I like to see everything.
About it. That's the ramp. We gotta go back around.
Our drivers are in the thick of Chicago's hectic downtown,
This is a turning lane.
and the violations are piling up.
I don't care. I don't care.
Sonia and Jamie are the first to arrive at the alley here in Lincoln Park.
This is a little skinny alley.
An alley with a notorious past.
Are you supposed to turn signal in a
Turn this way. No, I don't think
alley?
Oh, no.
Get him, kids! Get him!
Coming up,
Oh my God!
the drivers go gangbusters in our alley
Oh, something came through the window!
in just 60 seconds.
I'm telling your mother.
Chicago is the third largest city in America and boasts over 40 museums. It's also the largest city along the banks of the Great Lakes. But a day of sailing on Lake Michigan will have to wait because our contestants' first challenge is to follow specific directions as an off-duty traffic officer tracks their every move. Those directions are leading them to the infamous site of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in the heart of Lincoln Park. All 4 drivers started the day with 100 points, but they're losing points for every infraction.
What? Wow.
And every time they veer off course.
The wrong way.
Here are their current standings. Sonia and Jamie have completed the directions portion of the challenge and were the first to arrive at this former gangster's alley in Lincoln Park. Maneuvering in a tight space and dealing with distractions are elements of everyday driving, especially in a congested city like Chicago. In our Alley Capone challenge, we're testing our driver's ability to perform a classic 3-point turn while dealing with distraction. It all takes place in the alley made famous for Al Capone's 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre. For every obstacle they hit, 1 point will be deducted, and this alley has been known for some tough guys.
This is a little skinny alley.
It sure is.
Are you supposed to turn signal in a
Turn this way. No, I don't think
alley?
Somebody got there so... Oh, no.
Get him, kids! Get him!
Throw something back at them?
I don't want to get splashed. You know what? That ain't right.
That is not right. Oh, what is your problem?
Wait a second. You gotta let's get out of here. Rascal. Ow! Jesus! Oh! Don't let him get us. Don't let him get us.
No.
Look out! Look out! Gosh, we're being taken.
Sonia and Jamie survived the Bugsy Malone Brigade, hitting just 3 obstacles.
Who thought they would sabotage us? Oh!
Meanwhile, Kristen and James are in a deep dish of trouble.
Oh no, we're at Lakeshore Drive. How did this
That was
happen?
Michigan Avenue.
We have no idea where we are, where we're going, and I'm like, we live here.
That's why people have GPS. Not me, I don't have it.
No,
Everybody else.
They know this isn't a timed event. But the more time they spend on the road means more time for violations to pile up.
We got so lost. I think we got so many red light signals.
Oh, I think we're maybe supposed to turn left.
Frickin'. Here goes the red light. It was so green when I started turning.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the worst driver in Chicago.
With the pressure mounting for Kristen and James, Kevin is about to take on our miniature mobsters.
That is a tight alley.
Get him, kids! Get out of here! Daily dose of vegetables?
How the heck am I supposed to get past that?
I'm telling your mother.
Kevin makes contact twice for a loss of 2 points.
I'll get you, kids.
And Billy isn't doing any better.
What?
Right here, come on. Chicago's out of town. Get out of here.
Billy loses 4 points in the challenge, and he's taking home a little something extra.
Oh, something came through the window.
Now that they've had a true Chicago experience, our drivers are ready for the final leg.
Follow these instructions.
Okay. Let's go to 329 Franklin.
Where the hell is 320?
Where's Franklin?
With 3 of our drivers on their way to the final destination, Kevin holds a slight lead with 79 points. Meanwhile, Kristen is still struggling to find her way to the alley.
It's gonna be funny when they read the list of infractions later. Other people are gonna have like 3. Are we gonna have points left? I'm worried. I feel like we might be in the negative.
We're not
Can we
in
get
the
negative points? Are we gonna owe points? Well, it's been a good car.
Yes, it has.
Coming up,
That's the worst parking spot ever.
it's parking time.
Are you too wide?
Story of my life.
Chicago style.
Oh my God, I couldn't hit